Welcome back to Firebrand Hobbies. I'm your host Tyson, and today we'll be doing the last bit of my Imperial Guard army, which is the command squad. If you enjoyed this video and you stick it to the end and you liked it, feel free to like and comment and subscribe if you want to. It's free and you don't have to pay a penny for it. Anyways, back to the video. As you can see, and probably in the title of the video, most likely, I'm obviously using the slap chop technique. I prefer this over normally painting them when it comes to like little infantry guys, as in the Imperial Guard. In order to do slap chop, use dry brush gray, and then you do another layer on top of the gray with white. And then after that, I use Spaceballs gray contrast paint in order to do the uniforms of the model. When I got the Cadian box set last December for my birthday, I actually didn't get the command squad inside of it, and I didn't want to send it back or anything. I didn't really mind it too much, but it was kind of a little bit annoying because these models do look amazing. But eventually I just got back into it, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy one. So I bought one, especially with the new edition coming out. I like the new rules that they have and the role that they play. But I wanted to make it different, make them all a little bit unique in a certain way. So I bought the Cadian upgrade sprue in addition. And you can tell some models don't have the parts from the Cadian Command Squad kit. Some of them are from the upgrade kit. In particular, the axe on the grenade launcher guy, the whole medic itself is different, and the las guns on both the Vox caster guy and the banner dude, they all have different like limbs and stuff, and all of them have gas masks as well from the upgrade sprue sheet. I should also mention that the Vox caster also has a bandage wrapped around his left arm. That also came from, I'm pretty sure that actually came from the command squad set. I don't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, the next step was to do Blood Angels Red on all the armor panels and all the weapons, all the las guns and the helmets and such. As you can tell, I've already painted up the banner and I did not record footage of it. The only reason why is because me personally, I suck with banners. They're probably the worst thing I've ever painted in my entire life. So I'm not really too fond and happy about it. I don't really know how to paint it. If you guys could tell me how to paint it, I'll give it a shot with another banner at some point. But after these two steps are probably the longest part. The way they changed up command squads for 10th edition is really different, but I like it. The Cadian command squad still haven't come out yet. But the commander lost its 5-up invuln save, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. The medic now has a 6-up filament paint against the unit that it leads and all that stuff, which is fun. And then the banner gives them +1 OC, which just makes them even more harder to shift when they're on an objective. The Voxcaster increased range to orders, and then the Giga Chad with the grenade launcher, because the new profile is actually fun, and I think they may actually have a use now. Plus he just has an axe because he's awesome. Still interested in seeing how much they cost in points. The next step was Iron Warrior Steel on pretty much majority of all of the steel components of every single model, besides just a little couple of bits here and there. Pretty simple, self-explanatory. I also would put steel on the air filters on their gas mask and the eye lenses as well. I was debating on making the gas mask the same color as the uniform, but when I looked at how GW paints it on the upgraded sprue sheet, I noticed that it was the same color as the helmet, so I just did red just to kind of keep with that. Since this is the last bit of models that I'm painting up for my Imperial Guard army, debating on what I should buy next, and I was going to get the Death Strike because nuke, it's awesome, but the rules, well, the data sheet for it just got shown, and as the time of this video it got shown, but I just can't. I don't know why a nuke does 1 damage, even though it's a 6-inch explosion, but like it's just weird. So I don't know what you guys would recommend. I will do a video probably later down the road just showcasing all my models. I'm debating on either more artillery or a Torox or Chimera or even more Scions. I don't even know how they are going to be in this new codex. But yeah, I'll do a video showcasing it and then probably like what I'm going to buy next for it, for what X and Y reasons and whatnot. So you guys can stay tuned for that. For a frontline squad, I don't understand why the Master Vox is carrying a baby carriage typewriter with him as he's like in the front lines fighting, I don't know, bugs that shoot bugs, orcs, elves, demons, mutated people and whatnot. It's really interesting because I'm sure this thing weighs like 100 pounds. But yeah, I like the model, don't get me wrong, it's just kind of weird that he's in the front lines. Once all the universal colors were put on the model, I then focused on each individual model on certain parts that have unique colors different from all the others. So first up was Retrometer's Armor on the banner, skull insignia on the flag, and the handguard of the saber power sword on the company commander. I also painted the skull insignia on the company commander's refractor field generator. The next step was skeleton hordes on the handle part of the axe of the Giga Chad with the grenade launcher, and the paper on the Master Vox, and then also using Imperial Fist yellow on the cabling on both the power sword of the company commander and the cabling on the Vox casters. For the field medic, I was trying to figure out essentially what I wanted to make the blood bag look like. I used Valor's pink and Care Bear crimson together, but I was having a struggle fest trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But after combining them both together, I used a very thin layer of Blood Angel's red to kind of give it a more blood color. I would also go back over it with the art coat just to kind of give it a reflective look. After the field medic was done, I then went over certain parts of the model with Bathsar's gold. Most of the models that I did Bathsar's gold on was the Voxcaster and the company commander. On the Voxcaster, it was certain parts of the antenna array and some of the cabling on him as well. And then on the company commander, it was the antenna on the side of his head and part of the refractor field generator on his back. After the unique details on all the models were done, it was time to use Gilliman's flesh on the exposed skin of all the models, which wasn't a lot because they all have gas masks on. So this step was fairly simple. Just so you guys know of an upcoming video, I'll be showing off a wargaming board that me and my friend are making. It's two trench lines fighting each other, and there's a giant shipwreck in the middle, kind of based off of the narrative that me and my friend have of the Battle of Wavian, which I will also explain in that video later down the road. After the flesh tone was done, I then went back over the Voxcaster, and I was like, you know what? His arm's not broken, it's gashed open. So I put blood for the blood god on the bandages of the Voxcaster, and then I noticed that his bandage is fingertipless, and so I put Gilliman flesh on that. But after that was done, the last step was finally in sight, and that is to cake everything in Agric Shade, bring the harshness of the red down to a more darker tone. And also because these guys are fighting in the front lines, they're not going to be clean. I said last step, but I have to do the basing as well, which I use Sterling Battlemire and then Valhalla Blizzard on top of it. I didn't put Valhalla Blizzard on the models themselves, except around the feet area, because I just accidentally hit the feet, but that's okay. But yeah, pretty much it. After the Agric Shade, I was done with all the models, and I completely finished my whole Imperial Guard army. I will do a video showcasing them all, kind of like my thought process behind it and all that stuff. It took probably, I think, 2 years to paint them all up. Motivation drops every now and then, so it made things a lot slower, but I persevered and finished it after 2 years. But yeah, after that step was done, I was completely done with the command squad. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the video and sticking out to the very end. 2 years in the making, completely done with the whole army. Feels great. Still buying more models for these guys, obviously, because you can't have enough. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It's free. You don't have to pay a penny for it. I'll see you guys next week for the next video.